Okay, well, Jasmin, you are expanding the brand. You're multi-hyphenate. You're doing it in multiple lanes.
Okay. I love you for that. Yes, thank you for reminding me.
You are doing it.
The elevator to success is broken. Take the stairs.
Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome. Welcome to Take the Stairs. This is our 2-year anniversary at this point.
Yes!
2 years of us. Get ready for more.
We survived! We did it! We made it! And you know what I thought about on the way here too?
What?
As I thought about our very first episode, because I almost wore the same outfit today.
I'm mad at
But I
you.
knew he wouldn't approve.
Well, that first episode we matched.
We matched because we had the
deep
DVDs.
V's, like just down to the belly button.
But you know what I also thought about? That is the only video that we've drank wine in.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
Oh.
And I was like, ooh, it would be a wine moment.
I wish we had wine right now.
I wish we had wine right now.
Sign me up.
Oh my goodness. I'm James Roberts. This is
Marcus D. Rocio.
And our guest today is Miss Jasmin Richardson, Broadway's Jasmin Richardson. She's currently on Broadway in the Book of Mormon right now. Made her debut last year in Getting the Band Back Together.
Yes.
She's a leading lady. I've loved her for years. We've been friends. And we wanted to have her on today because we're talking about expanding your brand in this industry, being a multi-hyphenate, and doing other things in and around the industry because we are all performers. But we also all do other things as well.
Absolutely.
In and around the industry.
Yes.
To stay afloat because our creativity isn't just in one spot. I do feel like a lot of times as performers, or at least people who train as performers, we get kind of told that all of our creativity has to get put in this one specific lane, in this one specific place when there's no real limit on it.
Absolutely.
And if you have impulses to do other things, why not explore those?
Yeah, you should tap into all the gifts.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before we do that,
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yes.
We're just gonna do a general little catch up first, and then we'll dive a little
Yes.
deeper into that. Of course.
And this is exciting for me because I
Mhm.
have followed Jasmin's journey for years.
Oh my.
I remember, I think we met at the Dreamgirls audition back in 2012, 2013.
I've done Dreamgirls a couple of times. And yeah, I'm sure we did.
Yeah, but of course, to see your journey throughout the years, from going from the lead on the tour to the next tour you did after that, to the next tour after that, when you were with Deborah Cox.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't see it live, but I saw a video of your performance because Queen of the Night is one of my favorite songs in the world.
Everything is my favorite. It really is.
And I saw your performance of it and I was like, ooh, she better sing. And now seeing you make your Broadway debut, like I'm one of those people who's a cheerleader, and I love to see people's journey and like, you did that. She took the stairs. She took the stairs.
She crawled. Okay. She crawled up the stairs, but yes, I did take the stairs.
Absolutely. So, how have you been since the last episode, Mark?
Oh, me?
Just about a month ago.
Was that a month ago? Ooh, what is new in my life? Well, if you all follow me on social media, I have been doing a lot more costume design lately, which is one of my hidden talents outside of performing. So I've been working on a lot of different costume concepts. I'm actually in the process of developing a party planning business for kids' parties.
Well, that's amazing.
It's going to be called Characters Like Us, and it's going to mainly feature princes and princesses and superheroes, but of color.
Snap, snap.
Come on.
And still on the grind, still auditioning,
absolutely.
still working hard, working very hard.
Oh God! I felt that.
But overall, life is really great right now, and we actually just we did another Whitney tribute show at Joe's Pub with Kevin Smith Kirkwood, music directed by Drew Watkey. So it was It was a good time.
Very nice. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I have been all right working as well. I've had a little bit of a break. I've allowed myself to be a person who happens to audition lately
Absolutely.
because it was getting a little overwhelming. I was not in the greatest place with the business was kind of beating me down a little bit, and I just had to kind of step away from the day-to-day going to as many as I was going to.
Right.
And just let myself be a human being for a little bit.
Mhm.
Maybe hit 1 or 2 auditions a week, but like, if I feel myself going to that place, like, pull away.
Yeah, finding a balance.
Yes.
You know, between the career
Mhm.
and your personal life, because I think that the
Mhm.
personal life enhances the career.
It's going
So if it's
to.
grounded and
Mhm.
stable and you're in a good headspace, you
Mhm.
can thrive in an audition. But if you're just all over the place personally, I
Yeah.
find it is
Yeah.
hard for me to focus in the room. So
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah, and I took a class, got me feeling a little bit more creative in like
Good.
all different areas, writing and things. I'm writing things again, so that's nice. And yeah, we're approaching the holidays as well.
Oh, my favorite time of year.
I know it's yours.
New York, it's
New
amazing.
York.
Oh.
And I have to deal with people coming up to me at Target asking me if I work in this department.
Ooh, wait, did you not see that Diane Carroll meme?
No.
Where somebody's like, do you have this? I'm going to send it to you, but
Okay.
it's like a customer asks her a question and then it's her dressed as Dominique Devereaux. She's
Yes.
like, I don't work here.
Absolutely. Literally, I go to Target, and this is one day I just finished teaching yoga, so I'm giving you like full flash dance reel, and it's just off the shoulder gray sweater.
Oh my God.
And this dude comes up to me and asks, do I work in this department? Not do I work here, because like he's 100% sure of that.
Right.
He asked, do I work in this department? And I'm just like, I don't work here.
Target?
just out.
This was in Target?
Yeah, and it's gray. I'm like,
It was gray?
I'm like, people wear red at
They
Target.
do. That's
If
what
you
I'm
don't have
asking.
a red shirt
Don't
or
talk to me.
khakis on in Target,
Don't talk to me. It's just crazy.
And you're
Oh
so
my
sweet, so
goodness.
maybe that's what it was.
It's just my general
Like your demeanor.
non-threatening black man face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Very sweet.
I think that's what it
Kind.
is. Oh my God. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive on into it. Okay. Do you? Oh, before we do that, is there anything you want to say about like where you are right now? How you doing? How you feeling, Miss Jasmine?
You know, the update.
Okay.
You know, the update, you know, I'm just working
Mhm.
every day. And honestly, I'm trying to find a balance too with my family
Mhm.
because I feel like for many years I put my career before the people I love.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of weddings, special events, big birthdays, you know.
Mhm.
And so now I'm just choosing my family,
Mhm.
things that
Yes.
make me happy,
Yes.
bring me peace and joy,
Mhm.
versus just the career climb.
Yes.
I think that's working out for me personally.
Mhm.
But then now the part of me is like, you know, what's
Yeah.
next?
Yes.
What do I
Mhm.
want to do as far as tackling, directing, and like what
Yes.
other projects that I want to work
Mhm.
on. So, but that's me right now. I'm trying to just like enjoy the personal. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm trying to
Absolutely.
enjoy the personal.
And you know, at this point in our lives, I feel like that means so much more than the career
It
because,
does.
like we were just talking about, it's the holidays. So
Right.
for me, this time of like, a lot of people get lost in the commercialism.
Yes.
For me, it's the memories.
Right.
It's the time with people.
The
Like,
experiences.
yes, like he'll tell you, at my old apartment, I used to throw a Christmas party every year. I'm sorry, your invitation got lost in the mail.
I better get it this year.
This
That's
year,
fine.
for sure. But it's the memories, it's the time spent together, and like, you know, I know for me, my family, my matriarch is much older, and I don't know, I hate to think like this, but I don't know how much time I'll have with them.
Right.
So it means more to me, and then of course we have the little baby, so we're trying to develop them.
Yeah.
So it means more to me that we have that time to be able to do that
Mhm.
than, well, I can't because I'm in Russia right now doing a cruise ship or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So it is important to take time and make family a priority.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I love how you dropped that. I'm in Russia right now.
I wish I could.
I wish I could be there. Shimmy, shimmy.
Oh.
But no, I get it. I do. I'm fucked. You know what's funny about that though? I feel like people oftentimes go, "Where you booked?" You know, like that should be enough. But I'm finding as I mature,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
that my family, they're there with the ups and downs when the career's ebbing and flowing,
Mhm.
and I'm not working. You
Yes.
know, who's there to uplift me? It's
That's
usually my
just
family.
them.
So
Yeah.
I'm finding that I just have to make time for them,
Mhm.
and show up. you know, to whatever's happening in their life. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun for us to go down the line
Great.
and just list all of the hyphenates that we are. Like, just list. Just,
It's
Okay.
Ooh, shit.
I'll start.
Right,
You're like,
'Cause I've given it
you
some
gotta think
thought.
about it.
I've given it some thought. Okay. So, James Roberts IV, actor, singer, dancer, storyteller, writer, songwriter, yoga teacher, stage manager for Close Friends.
Yeah.
And, dang, am I missing something? Musician when I have notice.
Okay. Now I feel like I need to expand. Like, with all the words.
Uh-huh.
Jasmin Richardson,
Mhm.
singer, actress, model, director.
Say it.
Who said dancer? Mover.
Confidence.
With major confidence. Storyteller, but I feel like that kind of falls under the umbrella of
Okay.
directing.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Okay.
I feel great with those.
Well, there you go. Marcus.
Hi, my name is Marcus D. Rocio, formerly known as Marcus Deshawn,
Love it.
and I am an actor, singer, sometimes a dancer depending on the style, but I classify myself at this point as a mover, writer, songwriter, director, stage manager for Friends, shout out to Kevin Smith Kirkwood, wardrobe assistant to the stars, costume designer, prop designer, glitter connoisseur,
Of course.
an all-around entertainment entrepreneur.
Come on.
All the things.
Yes.
Hire us. We can
Yes.
do it all. Put on a show.
That right there is called an elevator pitch.
Yes. For what we do. So, I did want to ask, like, have you always thought about directing as a part of what you do, or like, is that something that has developed over time?
You know what's so funny? The best director I've ever had was in college.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best director, but obviously it was an educational
Yeah.
situation. But everything was like, you know, in terms of like your beats, the moments, the moment before,
Yeah.
and he was just the best in helping you tell the story, your
Mhm.
whole character development.
Yeah.
And then when I started working professionally,
Uh-huh. Oh.
God, I was like, did you read it? Like literally, I would
Yeah.
have directors where it was like they didn't know the ending,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't know the storyline, they didn't know anything, and so you're like, okay, as an actor, especially when I first moved to New York, you
Yeah.
know, I was just so hungry, I was going in
Mhm.
for everything.
Yes.
So it was really hard to see the struggle
Yes.
that directors had with not knowing how to piece a story together and to have a vision, a concept.
Mhm.
So the directing, to go
Yes.
back to me directing,
Yeah.
I kind of fell into it because a friend thought that I could do it.
Uh-huh.
Gregory Omar Osborne.
Uh-huh.
Progressive theater, have to put my
Yes,
friend.
yes.
And so, yeah, that's literally how I got involved.
Yeah.
And so he believed that I could do bubbly,
Yes.
bubbly black girl.
Mhm.
She has a Kumarian skin. Okay.
Yes.
So that's literally how I got involved with it. I was so terrified. I wasn't sure I could do it because I've
Mhm.
never done that. But I was like,
Mhm.
you've told stories before.
Yeah.
But it's so much more involved. Like you
Mhm.
have to know everybody's through line and, you know, have a concept idea because when you're talking to your costumer or your light designer, set design, all those things,
Mhm.
you just have to have everyone on the same page and the story fully thought out and
Yes.
developed.
Mhm.
You know, so you can help translate that to your actors, which I think that I do moderately well because I'm an actor. I think I do it pretty well. I think I do it pretty well.
You do it pretty well.
So, and then I can call up my friends like James. I just say, can you stage manage this? And he always shows up for me. Always. You know I love you. So, yeah, the directing thing kind of just fell in my lap,
Mhm.
but I naturally loved it.
Yeah.
So.
Wait a
Pause
minute.
moment. We have a pause moment.
Sorry. You stage managed this like 2 months ago, right? Or a couple months
You did
ago?
Bubbly, and you did my
Yeah.
other show.
February was Bubbly,
Leading Black Lady.
and New Leading Black Lady was like 2 months ago.
Right.
Was that the thing Ashanti was in, or she came to see?
Yeah, Ashanti was in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because that was the video you guys sent me of Marcus, Where Are You?
Yes.
Because
you were having a moment.
Okay.
You were still having your moment.
No, that was my moment because I was like, wait, I'm putting the pieces together now.
Yes, honey.
Oh my God.
Yes.
For the record, there was a time period where I was off of social media and they were wondering where I was because no one heard from me. This was like maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay.
So, and Ashanti's one of my close friends. So.
Yeah, I love her. What's so great about Ashanti is she just, oh my gosh, she's so committed, and she's one of those people that she is just excellent. She's just an excellent performer, but she's also just a really kind person, and she kind of helped me not lose my mind during the process.
She's great for that, and when she cares about you, this is one thing I can definitely say about Miss Ashanti. Shout out to Ashanti J.R.A. When she cares about a person, and she really cares about a project, she will go balls to the wall, like it's like you will not disrespect this group, this project. This is my family. That's one thing I've always loved about her.
But she was so fully committed, and I think that was, and she was doing a multiple of things, like a multitude of things, and also she wound up getting an agent from that.
Oh,
my friends came in. I brought agents in. I brought casting. I brought all kinds of people to come and see the project. And they reached out to 3 or 4 people, and she was one. And then she messaged me. She got a co-star role on a show recently through that agent.
Oh my
so she was
goodness.
like, Jasmin, thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm like, that was all you said. You showed up, and see, that's the thing about doing the work and taking the stand, doing the work. Because the agent asked me, how was it working with her? And I was like, she was a delight. She was amazing. She showed up. She knew her stuff. Obviously, it was in the work. It was in her work, how focused she was. She was excellent. I had nothing but the best things to say, because they will ask your directors.
Keep that in mind.
Do the work. And be nice. Just be a nice person. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Getting people jobs.
Yay. but that's great. Okay, so now, all right, so now I'm caught up.
Yes. But it's good to take a social media break.
Yes.
Real.
Baby.
100%. Turn it off.
Real.
That what was it, like 3 months away from it? It really did some soul defining stuff because I was able to focus on other things.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't understand, especially in this industry, because we focus so much on, I need to be seen, I need to be on social media. Especially now in the room, they're counting.
They're asking
how many
followers you have.
Yeah, so
it's absurd.
And it really is. And I'm like, I appreciate the fact that I have the number of followers that I have. Not to say that I have a lot, but but that means nothing at the end of the day, you know?
Right.
And I have my opinions on that we could talk about off
that's
camera. Let's get back. Let's get back to the beautiful Miss Jasmin.
Yes. I did also want to ask, because we did bring up balance.
Yes.
How do you balance being a performer and director, but specifically promoting yourself as both? That's what
I wish I had an answer.
Yeah.
I really don't know. A lot of it is word of mouth, and a lot of it is relationships, and that's literally what this business is built upon. And I'm realizing that the more involved my career has gotten with building a team and all those things, whatever industry talk stuff. I wind up getting things because people knew me or knew my work. And that is it. And so it is the best when you put yourself out there, like what you guys are doing now. You're doing your own thing. And by you focusing on your projects, people will see it and go, oh my God, I love their personalities. Oh my goodness, I love the way they, ebb and flow with their guests and da-da-da. So literally that is how I've gotten things. And a lot of the stuff, I hate to put it out, a lot of the stuff is already booked because they're going to call people that they can trust and know and will show up and do it. And it's possible to get in those rooms, obviously, by doing good work and just being, like I say all the time, just being kind and whatever, being a nice person. But a lot of the times I found, just relationships. And that's how I heard about directing projects. That's how I heard about auditions. So, I'm still trying to find a balance. I don't really, I still kind of promote, but it just sounds so icky to me, like, this is me, what do you need? Well, how can I help? Like, I want that gig, I want that job. I'm kind of like, what's for me is for me. I feel like God has always blessed me to be in the right place at the right time. I'm usually prepared, it just flows like that.
That is the most true statement that a person can say. Who says it best? What God has for me is for me.
It doesn't matter if I'm somewhere in the desert. If it's for me, I'm still gonna get it. You know?
Exactly.
So that's why I champion other people. I love supporting other people because it's like when they go higher, I feel like what's for me, it just kind of, allows them to be in the blessing that they need to be in. Therefore, they're not in the way when my blessing's coming, so I can support that. Like, I'm always happy.
Absolutely.
Like, I never feel a type of way. I've never really been jealous about other people's careers. I've never looked at those and coveted those because honestly, you do not know what people have gone through to get to that moment. And God may know you can't handle that to get to that. I'm going to take you a different route. So for me, I just go, okay. I'm championing that girl. Yeah, we're similar, but we're not the same.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And it's also divine timing.
Yes.
Like,
all of it.
Speaking from a personal experience myself, so one of my favorite shows is Dreamgirls. That's actually my number one favorite show. So, I have never done it.
Really?
I've never done Dreamgirls.
You can tell, just your look alone, because it's really sometimes just about the look. Like,
yeah.
You know.
But also, I feel like God wants me to do the right production. Because I always say this, and I hate to say this about other people's productions. This ain't everybody, but there's some. I don't want to do that production that's being done in the basement with quinceañera dresses. Right. I want to do the one, give me gowns covered in Swarovski crystals, give me lights.
Because they're trying to bring it.
Hey,
and there it is.
There's my opportunity.
Yeah.
So I always say, especially when I will see productions of Dreamgirls that are like being done or going out or whatever the case may be, I'm like, oh, why can't I be a part of that? Why am I not in the room? Why am I not in that cast? And then I think to myself, it's divine timing because God's saying you're going to do the right production for you.
Yes, or you may be available to originate something.
Yeah.
You know?
That's even better.
Come on. Come on.
It's even better.
It's even better.
It's even better.
Talk to someone who knows.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you, Lord. You saw something bigger for me than I saw for myself. I was like, I just want to get on Broadway. He was like, no, but you can originate something.
Come on.
And that's the thing too, because I think that I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. Is that you do want to be on Broadway so bad that you will start studying the actors in the roles you want and try to emulate what they do.
And they've already created that.
Exactly.
Right.
But then when you get that role where it's like you get to be the one to create it, and it's like, oh, this is my baby.
Absolutely.
Because that other role, I was just going to be the auntie that's going to babysit on the weekends. But this role is my baby.
Your creation.
And you can't lose that muscle of knowing how to bring yourself to something because you're so busy trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's very easy to do.
It's very easy. Because even in the breakdown, sometimes it's like a Jennifer Lewis-ish type, or they'll list all of these actors, and you're like, okay, call them. Ask them to do it if that's what you're looking for.
Right.
But yeah, so we can do this all day.
So I have another question for you.
Of course,
Jazz.
please. I'm here.
In terms of directing, this is kind of a big question, so you want to take a moment.
Okay.
Like, what do you see yourself contributing to the artistic landscape as a director? Like, whether that's film or even in different mediums, but what do you think your brand is, or like what you bring to the situation?
That's so funny that you say that. I was listening to a podcast today, and do you know Melina Matsoukas? She did Queen and Slim. She did, Insecure episodes she's directed. And Beyonce's videos, all the things. Okay, so, and obviously Ava DuVernay and all that. DuVernay. So, I feel like I'm so okay with the projects that I do being specifically crafted to us. Like, that's how I feel. And when I watch those particular women in their mediums, I feel that same way with musical theater or theater in general. I'm sure that at some point I'm going to want to venture off and get behind the camera. But for now, I feel like a lot of it is just telling our story without us having trauma attached to it. And I feel like I would love to be a gateway for that, like being an opening, a conduit for that, for us to thrive and to see us in different lights. That every period piece, like as you saw with the new Black Leading Lady, doesn't have to be us as a slave or the help. There are other stories out there that need to be told. So I feel for me, especially in the theater realm, because that's where I am familiar, so that's where I'm starting. So I feel like there are so many stories, and even now I went to see Slave Play. loved it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much good work out there, and there's so many creatives already out there.
Yes.
You know, it's not like I can't find a black director. I can't, like, Kenny Leon is not the only one, and he's fabulous, but he's not the only one. There's so many women and different people out there that have these stories and want to tell them and just want the right team behind it to help translate it. So I think that's kind of where I am. I'm okay with being authentically black in my work.
Absolutely.
And not apologizing for it or trying to make other people feel comfortable. It's not to isolate. It's just to give you a different perspective. It's just to open the door so you can see us just a little bit differently than how we're typically portrayed. So that is kind of my vibe. So and also I love that I'm in a space where I can just pick what feels good to me.
Yes.
You know, I don't have to, like, it's not a money thing.
Yeah.
This is like a truly artistic, creatively inspired thing that I'm doing with directing.
Now see, that right there, what you just said, it literally just went down into the soul and said, swoosh. Do you feel that? Because I felt that.
Because I've been thinking about that already. So that was the perfect question, because I've already been mulling that over, and even the projects that I've selected thus far, you know, or was even selected to do with Bubbly. So I was like, yes, thank you, Greg, for already putting that imprint on me that I felt that way even picking the next project.
Yes.
But,
Yeah, that's amazing.
it doesn't all have to be black, but
Of
I want us
course.
to be authentically black, and there's that through line that I want all my work to connect it all. Like, think about it. I was like, I thought about this. Yes, I'm ready for this question.
Ready. And you mentioned not having our stories always be associated with trauma. I went to see 1 and 2 last night. Yeah, Danye Love's new play, directed by Stevie Walker Webb at the New Group.
Right.
And I hate to, like, you know, label it as like an AIDS play, but it's about HIV positive and like black men and how that is, you know, 1 and 2 black men will be diagnosed.
Yes.
And the ending was so striking because I don't want to give this away. How do I say this without giving things away? So often these types of plays do have trauma associated with them and like violence and death and things. And there's a choice made near the end that veers in a different direction, and that really was striking and really was effective and really was what I needed at the time.
Yeah.
And so, like, having moments where we're not always in these traumatic situations and having our stories told in a way that is, oh goodness, what's the word? Dignified, because I feel like dignified has a lot of other connotations with it.
Human.
Yes. Thank
Human.
you. Thank
It's
you.
normal.
Yes.
Like, I love seeing stuff that is like, you know, how Friends had a show just about nothing but just friends, and you know, even I think it was Jerry Seinfeld had a show. Seinfeld. So about nothing, people being.
It was
and I
advertised
think
as
that is
nothing.
kind of cool. Like I feel like there's this new wave, because you remember in the '90s there was a wave. You know, there was Martin and there were the Wayne brothers. There were, you know, this new wave of black. You know,
Yes.
and I feel like that's coming back.
Yes.
I'm not even mad at BET for some of the things. I'm like, okay, I watched Boom. It was cute. I like, you know, and we can say what we want about Tyler Perry. I have all my own thoughts about him. But he is creating a space, and you can't be mad about it. You can only just build upon that, or say, well, I don't really like XYZ, what he's doing. I'm going to do my own thing, eliminate that part of it, and just build from there. But, like, he is creating it and giving jobs, and we're not talking about just on camera. I'm talking about behind the scenes. So,
and it's like,
that's true.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, I hate to say this, but like sometimes it may not always be the most socially appropriate route to get to a place where you can do what Tyler's doing.
Right.
You know, it may not be the route that everybody wants you to take, but it gets you there.
Yeah, there has to be a first.
You know?
So
that other people may not have to do that going forward.
Absolutely.
You know? We don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those things where we don't know his journey. Because I like to equate myself with that story, because from what I remember, he was like 32 and living in his car when he wrote his first play. And I think about that because, you know, We won't
say it on
we
numbers.
won't say it on camera. we won't say it on numbers. But I am proud of it. Okay?
Yeah.
Not many people get here.
Okay. Not everybody live to see those videos.
Exactly.
I'm grateful.
Absolutely.
And there's still a certain level in my career that I thought I was supposed to be at by this point. And Marissa Rosen said it best. Do you know Marissa?
No.
Yes.
So you just enlighten me.
Sweet, sweet girl. She said, there is no time limit
Right.
on my dreams.
Amen.
And when she did an article last year, and I think she just made her Broadway debut.
Wow.
And I was just like, when I saw that quote, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because it's really true. Like, you cannot tell me what I'm going to do. You can create a blueprint of what you think
Right.
I'm supposed to do or what we're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to say what it is we're going to do. People can say, oh, you're just a singer. All you got to do is sing. Oh, you're just an actor. All you're going to do is act. No, that's not all I do.
No.
That's all you want me to do.
Right.
That's all you know me to do.
Yes.
But let me show you what else I got in my bag.
And, yes.
Ooh.
And I think about the people
Amen.
for whom that was true before, like
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Peele, the dude from Mad TV,
Who is now Mr. Get Out, Mr. Us.
Mr. Oscar winner.
Hits after hits.
You
I'm
know?
telling you.
Yeah.
And it's unexpected because people didn't
You know?
see it coming,
Mhm.
but like, I'm just so grateful that we have these platforms.
Yes.
You can put your own stuff out. That is
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yes.
Well, it's a really, they expect it nowadays. I'm finding. Because like, what else are you working on? I went on your website and I saw that you do this, and this. Like, I want to hear about your website, your web series, or like, people want to see you doing other things. They don't want you waiting for the call because it just feels like, what are you doing in the meantime?
Yes.
How are you creatively staying stimulated?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And that's the real battle.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
That's the real battle.
Yes.
But it depends on perspective, because some
Yes.
people look at it as freedom, and some people feel like bound by it because they're so used to being given something to do and create. So,
Yeah. And I'm gonna speak honestly for a second, because this last year has not been, in terms of booking the gigs, my year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay, I've come to terms with it. This 2019 is just what it's gonna be. But I had identified with being that person who had a gig.
Yeah.
And you start to tie your self-worth to
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
It's very easy to do that.
Very
We're
easy.
about to go somewhere now.
You know?
Oh my goodness.
And you had to break down all of that ego and say, to a certain extent, I'm still valuable without the gig. I still have something to contribute without the gig. And I keep going back to this class I just took, this storytelling class that got me a lot more creative and like getting my stories like down on paper and giving me a method to do that. But it just fueled me and like, no, I still have shit to say and I have a way to do it. And it's not bound to this person giving me a job. And that has been, if I had to go through all of the mess of 2019 to get to that happening in November, maybe that was what it needed to be. And it was not easy, but maybe that's what needed to happen. And going forward, it just feels so much more open. Yeah.
Okay.
You being transparent today, then?
Well,
Gone into
that's
it.
that's what this is about. Like, and I felt it in the beginning. I'm like, we're gonna have a moment today. But if you have, please.
My transparency, we've all been there. I think sometimes I'll say what has been the hardest was like if you get off of a quote unquote, let's say big gig, the expectations behind that. Because you go, well, I have to get a job. Like I've never believed in just living off my savings. So even if I had a job, I would save, and then after that I have to go find, if I have to get a day job or whatever, I would go and do it. I have nannied. I used to do corporate gigs and weddings and, you sing for people and they treat you like the help, let me tell you, okay? But, I did whatever I had to do and I felt no shame in that because I was like, you know what, I am an able-bodied person and I gotta work. So even if somebody recognized me because I did a tour or whatever, I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to work. I gotta do what I have to do. But I had a moment for sure, like a couple years ago for sure, where I didn't work at all. And I just was like, what am I gonna do with this time? I'm gonna study. what have I not done on camera? So let me take an on-camera class. Let me take an improv class. That was just ways to keep myself motivated, because you can fall into that slump of like social media. You look at it, see all your friends, book, and so you're like, oh, I'm in transition. Because there are seasons where it's just transition, and it's working on the craft, and it's the studying period. Because I feel like when I took that year to just study and learn, when I got into the doors I had been praying to God for, I was prepared.
Amen.
I wasn't like, oh, let me figure out how to do this. It was like, oh, I'm glad I did that when I had the time. Because now it's like, go, go, go.
Yes.
And even now, I had a moment this week where I was like, Broadway is great. It is everything. But it's also just a job. And depending on what you're doing in your show, and I'm coming from a place of gratitude. Let me just specify right now. I'm so grateful to be working. I'm so grateful. I prayed and worked and slummed and slept on buses and floors. I've done it all. Let me keep it real. But getting there, that is someone else's vision. Someone sat down and wrote that show and put that up. So them reaping the benefits financially, that was their sacrifice and stuff. I just worked for their vision. I'm working within their vision.
Yes.
So with me being in the show, I'm sitting there like, what are you doing outside of that for yourself? Because God is giving you an opportunity to make money and to pay your bills, but like you still have to creatively stay invested in your own projects. And y'all are doing it right now. And Broadway will come. Because I was thinking Broadway was good. Like once I got on Broadway, I would always have a job. And like I'll go from show to show to show. My first Broadway show closed in 6 weeks. I was gagged. I moved all the way here from LA.
Yes.
Well, I've always wanted to be bi-coastal. So I moved to LA, Wanted to getting bodyguard while I was in LA. So I was like, oh, I can still do my theater thing. I did Dreamgirls there. I went to Japan, all that stuff while I was in LA. Then got the bodyguard thing. Then I went to get a Broadway show while I was on tour. And I was like, oh my God, it's all happening so fast. And then I moved here. Honey, by the time I was laying out my station, like I'm gonna put my pictures here, boom, it was like, we need to talk to y'all, come on down. And you get down to the house. First of all, we're in the theater. Get down to the house, sit in the house seats, and we're all like, waiting. And you see, once you see the house, like managers and the staff, like everybody in the space, be concerned. Because we should not all be in a meeting together. Because they're telling you all something. So it was like, we're closing, and our producer's crying, and you're like, but you're gonna go. You're already a millionaire. The producers, you're already a millionaire. I'm sure you invested, and you had your investors and that. But we have no jobs. I had people that moved back to New York to do the show. I had people that had families. They had just I had people that left other shows, successful shows, to do it. So it was like all these people. We all had our own issues. And when I tell you, I cried from my depths because I felt like a failure. Because I was like, I finally got here. I'm posting my journey because I was going through showing my whole journey from rehearsal to first day and opening and that. And man, it was hard. And I didn't work for like 8 or 9 months. And I auditioned a lot. And I got to do like other projects that I've always wanted to do, an independent film, and I had to book commercials, and I booked other stuff, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But it's nothing like, when you've been working like 10 plus years at least on theater, and you're like, I finally made it. And it was a shift. And it was hard.
Absolutely.
It was really hard. But you can do it. And God opened another door, and so I wanted to do another show. But it was a journey, and nobody knew about that.
Because all you get to see is the glitz and the glam
on social media, because that's what we post.
Exactly, but you're not gonna know on social media that, oh, this person, the only reason they were able to do this was they were sleeping on their best friend's from college's floor and had a mouse crawl over them while they was laying there.
Or they living off unemployment.
Yeah.
Yes. I lived off unemployment.
Or they eating oodles and noodles.
Oodles and noodles.
Just to be able to get by because that's all they can afford.
And I know friends that were leads on Broadway shows and leads on production tours. And we're like, I have nowhere to go. I have no money. And it's crazy because I even thought, well, you're making all this money on Broadway. Let me tell you what they're taking out. And I don't have a kid, so I don't have any dependents. So they're taking more than half your check. Like, it's more because we're paying, obviously, equity. You have dues, you have your agents. And then you have New York taxes, federal, state. I mean, I was gagged my first check. I literally was like, I could stay on my tour because I was making more on my tour. And then you added per diem and stuff. I was like, I was rich and didn't even know it. Like, and you're like, not really, but not at all, not even close. But it felt like that because that first check was a gag. I was like, I can't do this. I can't live here. So. And that was Broadway. A year ago. So, it's a shift. I'm like praising God now because this is a more stable situation with Mormon, but Yeah, I'm telling you, you pray for your dreams and your goals with Broadway, but I'm telling you, it was like meeting the Wiz. That's how it felt. Ooh. I can't even describe. And if you're black, you know what I mean. It was like meeting the Wiz, and I was like, Apple City? What is this?
But wait, that's Richard Pryor.
Hello. That is Richard Pryor. I hope it's Richard, okay?
And you hope it's Richard.
You can't afford to get Richard Pryor. You got somebody else that ain't Richard Pryor. But, you know, I will say this. It is also the magic of what you think it is, too. Yeah. Because the community and, you know, you're part of something. That you see people that you admired all your... I know I did. I was like, he right next to me. And you get asked to do things that, you know, you weren't privy to before. And it did change my auditions. It was like, once you get Broadway credit, it shifted. And I was like, oh. And, you know, you get into rooms that I know I wasn't getting into prior. So, I mean, it comes, it's a blessing as well. But I'm just trying to let people know it's also a job. It's a job.
Moral of the story is, Broadway is not the end-all be-all.
It's not the end-all be-all. At all. It is a blessing.
Yes.
But it's not the end-all be-all. Because they will fire you like any other job.
Ooh. Yeah. But the great thing about it is that you, like she said, you do have that exposure and you're connected to certain people and certain things. Great. So it does allow you the opportunity to be able to go from I'm the actor in this Broadway show to, oh, the actor of this Broadway show is now directing.
Yes.
This show.
And Douglas Lyons.
He was on my list.
He is the epitome of how to do it. And he tapped into his own gifts with writing and even, I don't know if he's, the composing aspect of the songs. And like, that is how you do Broadway.
Yes.
You know, it's the last thing you do in the day. But everything in between that time before you go to work, what are you doing with your time? Yes. And this is me all the time with myself. Because I get very like, well, I got work later. It's cold outside. I don't know. And I'm like, oh, get up, get going. And, you know.
Oh, see. Because I literally was walking to the train today because I'm working on so many projects right now and I feel like I just don't have the time. And I said to myself, you know, instead of working the job I'm working right now, if I was on Broadway and could just get to the theater by 5, 6 o'clock, because I like to get early, so I know the call time ain't until 7:30, but I would be there at least an hour and a half early. And just be like, I would get up in the morning and I would work on this and draw that and do this and do that and just get to my show and do the 4 hours there and that would be my day. So the fact that you just said that, I'm like, we in sync.
Yep.
Dina and Dina, come on.
But also I'm finding what helps me have joy in that is like, once I got there, I was like, just enjoy. Just enjoy it. And like, and that's why I was like, let me work on the personal life because I had worked so hard to get to the Broadway stuff. But now I'm just kind of like, okay, now that you've enjoyed, it's time to get back to work, you know, with the hustling. It doesn't stop.
Never. Did you all meet when you all did Memphis?
We did.
That was your...
We met before that.
I just remember we worked together.
We worked together. That was the first time we worked together.
When did we meet before then?
When our tours overlapped.
Yes, we were in Japan. No, it was before Japan.
It was
because you guys went before we went.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
It was in.
I remember that you were here.
We saw each other in Virginia. I didn't hang out because I was sick, but we hung out in Elmira. The big party thing.
Yes, that was the first time we met.
Yes.
I was thinking about the time we really developed our friendship.
Yeah, that was Memphis.
Yes, for sure.
That was Memphis. Yeah.
I'm so grateful. I love me some James.
This meeting was definitely preordained because the day he got the call from Memphis was our first day in rehearsals at Hairspray.
Get out!
Yeah, and that was the day we met.
Yes.
But ironically, how we realized that we fell in love.
That's been, what, 5 years?
It's been 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because that was the summer 2014.
That's been about...
Yeah.
Because right after we finished Hairspray,
I left that day.
He literally left like that same week.
I had to cut the after party short, like the cast party. I was like, hey, I was like, bye guys.
Oh, the one when we were at the
I had my suitcase with me. At the cast party.
Remember, I was drunk, and that was when that situation happened.
Yeah, don't say names.
Are we on camera still?
We still on camera.
Oh,
dude.
okay.
The situation happened.
That situation happened. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
It's a situation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Just get into my nails, buddy.
them nails are cute though. But yeah, and I woke up the next morning not realizing that, you know what, let's just wrap this
Situation
episode.
happened. Thank you for dealing with us for 2 years.
For 2 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to you as well.
Wishing you all the blessings. Do you have anything to plug?
Myself. Go to JasminRichardson.com. All the updates will be there. You know, she's here. She's
Yeah.
still out here doing it all.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
doing it all.
And we'll have our social stuff in the description box and listed so you can follow Miss Jasmine and myself and Marcus if you want as
Yes.
well. All that fun stuff. Yeah, we have had a wonderful time.
Thank you for
We're
having me.
so glad to have
We gotta
you.
do this again.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Will Jasmin Richardson be our first repeat guest? Who knows?
Who knows? I'm trying to get them to work on a project with me.
Oh.
Since we have everything in the room, we have the writer.
Hey, or actor or whatever.
We have everything.
Here,
in the
let me
room.
get my business
There is
card.
nothing better. I think this is very divine because I was like, I
Yes.
had just had this conversation with
A
myself.
whole
Yes.
production in the room.
Next.
There are no coincidences. I'm a firm believer. There are no coincidences.
Absolutely none.
Well, how do we close things off, Marcus?
With a song, of course.
Ooh, I mean, well.
We can sing it.
Do you drink close with your family?
Oh,
Did I warm up? Let me
I was lying.
If we did a Dream Girl song, I mean,
Goodness.
I'm so glad you are,
I was
because
just like, I was going.
I did a warm up before.
Bitch pipe.
I did my warm up before we started, but it wasn't for vocals. As we close, usually, the elevator to success is broken. You must
Take the stairs. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Yes.
holidays.